Hello everyone, Karen and CJ here. Did that in reverse, but you get the idea. We are here today to start a conversation about aggression in dogs, as well as how to teach your dog to walk calmly past stimulus that normally set them off. Whether that is another dog or a human or a kid, whatever it is, we're going to talk about it today. But before we get into how to teach your dog to walk calmly past things, I want to first talk to you about aggression in dogs. No video, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, is going to be the solution for you and your aggressive dog. What you are going to need is a certified professional dog trainer, a positive reinforcement, force-free dog trainer. They are going to be able to help you navigate all the twists and turns of working and living with an aggressive dog. I am a certified professional dog trainer, but there are also thousands of us across the country, so you can certainly find someone. Don't listen to your neighbor, don't listen to a YouTube video. Go with a professional who is going to help you and be there for you every step of the way. All right. Let's now get into it. Behind me, you will notice that I have some dots on the ground. Green, yellow, and red. We're pretty familiar with that setup, right? So this represents a stoplight, but I also want to use it in our session today. Green means go. We're familiar with that. Green is a great threshold to keep your dog at. We always want to be working with our dog, whether they're aggressive or not. We want to be working with our dog in the green threshold. This is where they can happily and readily and calmly take treats. They can listen to you. They're not stressed. Their body language is loose. This is where we want to work with our dogs. The yellow threshold is caution. You're getting a little bit too close to what's freaking out your dog. They'll still take treats here, but they're kind of really grabbing them, and they're probably side-eye looking at the dog or whatever it is that's scaring them and taking the treat over here. Their body language is a little bit more stiff. There might be some tension on the leash, and they don't really listen to you. They may sit, but again, they're sitting and giving you that side eye. The red threshold is where you never want to get. This is full stop. If your dog is barking, growling, lunging, they're not taking treats, they don't even know you exist anymore, that means you've gone over your dog's threshold and they can no longer work, learn, or function. If you ever make it to that threshold, you need to get away. Now, that also leads me to another point. I'm working in a confined space here. When you're working on this with your dog, this is going to be so much further apart. You may be 2-3 streets away from another dog before your dog can calmly and happily listen to you and take treats. So distance is your friend when you're working on this behavior. Let's jump in. So at your green threshold, what you're going to do is you're going to allow your dog to look at the scary item. So I'm going to cue CJ because he doesn't really care about Steven, but you would just naturally let your dog look at the item. So CJ, what's that? Who's that? Is that Steven? CJ, yes. When your dog looks at the item, or human, you are going to say their name. When they look back at you, you're going to yes and pay them. So, is that Steven? CJ, yes. Good job. And you're going to just stay here for a while. This is your happy place. CJ, yes. CJ, yes. As soon as your dog looks back at you for you saying their name, you yes and pay them. Now, once you've stayed here for a really long time and your dog kind of starts to understand this game, the next step is to let your dog look at the dog or person and wait them out. See if they will go, oh, I should look at mom because I'm going to get something good for not freaking out. So, yes, good boy. So he looks at Steven and I wait him out. Yes, good boy. I'm no longer cueing his name. I'm allowing him to think and go, okay, instead of barking at this dog, I should check in with mom for something good. Now, if you're finding at this stage, your dog is not looking away from the other dog, they don't care about their name, they're not ever looking at you, well, guess what? That means you are too close. That means you're really in that kind of yellow to red threshold. You need to move even farther away from the dog to get your dog to listen. Once you've stayed here for a long time and your dog is really understanding, then you can move a little bit closer. When you get into the yellow stage though, you don't want to hang out. You want your dog to look at the item or the dog or the human and then walk away. Yes, good boy. So same situation, your dog looks at the other dog or human, you wait for them to look at you and then you walk away and yes and pay. Giving your dog that option to move away from the scary item or scary person is going to really help build their confidence and know that you have their back. I'm not going to pay my dog to just hang out in that yellow threshold. It's not fair to them. I want them to be able to move away. I'm not even going to touch on the red threshold because I don't ever want you to get there. Your dog should never, ever, 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 ever go over a threshold. However, it happens. When it does, just walk away, run away, and try again the next day. I am comfortable with you guys working at the green threshold by yourself. But if you're finding your dog isn't taking treats or is taking them a little bit too hard from your hand, know you're in that yellow threshold and you need to move away. When you are ready to move a little bit closer to the distraction, work with a certified professional dog trainer to help you because I want you to succeed. I don't want you to get it wrong and set your dog up for failure. So keep in mind, keeping your dog under threshold is what's going to be the best option and really the only option to teaching your dog better behaviors when they're around things that make them react. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. And as always, don't forget to tell your dog I said hi.